ਸਾਂਝਾ ਟੀਵੀ ਤੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦਿਲਾਂ ਦੀ ਸਾਂਝ ਦੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਸਮੂਹ ਦਰਸ਼ਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕੁਲਦੀਪ ਸਿੰਘ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਪਿਆਰ ਭਰੀ ਨਿੱਘੇ ਸਤਿ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਦਿਲ ਦੀਆਂ ਗਹਿਰਾਈਆਂ 'ਚ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਹੈ ਜੀ। ਅੱਜ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦਿਲਾਂ ਦੀ ਸਾਂਝ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਲਈ ਖਾਸ ਸ਼ਖਸੀਅਤਾਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਈ ਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ, ਕਰੰਟ ਮੁੱਦੇ ਨੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰੀਦੀ ਹੈ। ਅੱਜ ਵੀ ਇਸੇ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਇਸੇ ਮੁੱਦੇ ਨੂੰ ਲੈ ਕੇ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸੂਬੇ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਰਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਬ੍ਰਿਟਿਸ਼ ਕੋਲੰਬੀਆ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਇੱਥੇ ਇਲੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਡਿਊ ਨੇ। ਇਲੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਡਿਊ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਆਉਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਸਮੇਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਦੋਂ ਪਿਛਲੇ ਵਾਰੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਚੁਣੀ ਸੀ, ਸਰਕਾਰ ਚੁਣਨ ਲੱਗਿਆਂ ਥੋੜ੍ਹਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਅੰਤਰ ਰਹਿ ਗਿਆ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਕੰਜ਼ਰਵੇਟਿਵ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਲਿਬਰਲ ਇੱਕਦਮ ਖਤਮ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਤੇ ਲਿਬਰਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਇੱਕ ਨਵੀਂ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਨਿਕਲੀ, ਕੰਜ਼ਰਵੇਟਿਵ ਪਾਰਟੀ। ਜੌਨ ਰਸਟਡ ਉਹਦੇ ਨੇਤਾ ਸਨ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਰਿਜ਼ਾਈਨ ਕਰਤਾ ਤੇ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਨਵੇਂ ਨੇਤਾ ਦੀ ਚੋਣ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਸਾਡੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਾਫੀ ਕੈਂਡੀਡੇਟ ਨੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਆਉਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਸਮੇਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ BC ਦੀਆਂ ਪ੍ਰੋਵਿੰਸ਼ੀਅਲ ਇਲੈਕਸ਼ਨਸ ਨੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੰਜ਼ਰਵੇਟਿਵ ਪਾਰਟੀ ਆਪਣਾ ਕੋਈ ਲੀਡਰ ਚੁਣ ਸਕੇ। ਤੇ ਉਸ ਲੀਡਰਸ਼ਿਪ ਰੇਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵਾਰਨ ਹੈਮ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਆਏ ਨੇ ਅੱਜ, ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਸਟੂਡੀਓ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਫਿਰ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜੀ। ਹਾਈ ਮਿਸਟਰ ਵਾਰਨ, ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਫॉर ਕਮਿੰਗ ਟੂ ਸਟੂਡੀਓ Sanjha TV.
Thank you, Kuldeep, for having me on here, and thank you to Sanjha TV and all the viewers that are tuning in to listen to us today.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Can you tell me a little bit about yourself, your life history, how long you were here, and what were you doing before that?
Yeah, I've been living in British Columbia my whole life. I was born here in Vancouver.
Okay.
And I've grown up, I grew up in the interior, in the 100 Mile House area. But before, graduating high school in that area, I've lived in the Okanagan, Prince George, and certainly after graduation, I attended technology school up in Dawson Creek. So I spent some time up there where I pursued my pilot's license as well as aircraft maintenance engineering. So I'm a tradesperson. And then from there, I've traveled all over the province from Campbell River, where one of my daughters was born, to Kamloops, where my second daughter was born. My wife and I have been married for 34 years. Prince Rupert was a really notable place that we stayed over the years, so we had a lot of fun up there in the younger years before having kids. And I'm settled in Rosslyn, British Columbia, which is in the Kootenays. So I've really been grateful to see all of this province, either from the air or from my many years of living across as a tradesperson.
So what motivated you from construction to politics?
Well, it's funny, Kuldeep. I've been asked how long have I wanted to be a politician, and I guess I have a tough time answering the question because I was sort of thrust into this just recently. So it's never been a lifelong goal, but as a builder and as a tradesperson and as a business person, I've seen where the province has been going, especially the last 15 years, and the direction is wrong for all British Columbians. So I've decided to step up.
Wow. So you think that is the best way to join the politics so that all those British Columbians, they're facing some problem, you can fix those problems. Is that right?
That's right. I'm a builder and I'm a fixer of problems. I've started more than a dozen businesses on my own, from civil construction, which involved kind of a sideline of the trucking business as well as building homes. So yeah, I believe that I can be integral to have a top-down view to work for all British Columbians and get us back on track.
So you consider yourself as a fixer, builder.
Yes.
If you can build a home, fix a home, and all those problems, you think you can fix that problems too?
Yeah, I do, and I think it's going to take someone from the outside that's not a sort of recycled politician or a seasoned lawyer who's spent their lifetime working in government, because what's happening is it's not working now. So we're going to take a fresh look. We're going to try and make the outcome more important than the process, because we've been held up with between legislation and extra taxation along the way. It's very difficult to get to the end product, whether you're running a trucking business, a cab company, whether you're involved in construction and trying to get materials to the landfill site, it's super important that we find a way to get through this.
Especially being in construction, you know that, and property transfer tax is the biggest problem.
Yeah.
You became a leader, and let's say you are a next premier of the province. How you'll fix that one first?
Well, it's a great question, and thanks for bringing it up. It's so important. There's a principle behind families owning homes that you know, our first home, you're able to hand that down to your kids without a lot of taxation, and certainly there's some federal capital gains exempt or consequences. But if you've got a second home and you want to hand that down to your kids, you shouldn't be tacked on to property transfer tax. Property transfer tax came in after Expo Expo was in 86. So in 87, it was a temporary tax measure that was put in place, you know, to support infrastructure in the province, yet here it is today. So what I'm proposing, and what we'll do when we become the government, is we're going to eliminate it on there's three sections. There's the commercial, the residential, and then there's essentially, I call it the family, to hand it down to and we want to get rid of that. We also want to make sure that, and have a vehicle for those that have had to pay it in the past, and we'll figure out how far back we can go, that there'll be a vehicle for them to apply and be able to get some tax money back. It's based on principle, Kuldeep, and families should be protected specifically to this property transfer tax.
When we talk about the bureaucrats, because when I am talking about India, leaders comes and goes, they are
Yeah.
changed, but bureaucracy is the one who controls every single thing. How you'll control that thing?
Well, I think everybody wants to be on a winning team. When we get up in the morning and you come in here to do a good job.
Yeah.
And I think everybody, whether they're out there on the road moving products from job sites to other job sites, everybody comes in to do a good job. So I think, you know, my style of leadership is to bring teamwork back into it. And I think our bureaucracy gets frustrated sometimes, the people that work in government, because they get new leaders all the time, and I don't think they feel listened to. So I think people do want to be on a winning team. They want to move things forward. Certainly, that's not universal across, and the bureaucracy is large. But we're going to find a way to work with everybody and move this province forward for all British Columbians, not just a specific conservative group. All British Columbians live here, and that's who I'm going to represent.
I think you are coming from city of Vancouver right now. How hard were to cross that tunnel thing? Because I comes every single day. I have to come here
Yeah.
1 hour advance.
Yeah.
Never know when that tunnel is stuck.
Yeah.
And I remember almost more than 12 years.
Yeah.
That tunnel work is going on. First of all, they were saying, when I think so, there was a Liberal government, they announced that they will make a new bridge.
Yeah.
Doesn't work out. There was a construction hold for a long time. Now NDP, they're saying same thing. They're making tunnels. I don't know how many decades.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about years.
Yeah.
Not only British Columbian, but especially in city of Richmond, Vancouver, all those people going on that way, they're really worried. Any hope that that tunnel or bridge will be completed? All
Yes,
those things?
yes,
What is your
absolutely.
plan for those ones?
Well, too often we get caught in this reciprocal bureaucracy of, and this is a great
Because it's
example.
related with the bureaucracy, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So someone has to make a decision. It's a tunnel or a bridge, and you know, we've got other candidates that are flip-flopping on this as well, and if certainly the bureaucracy, and it does take time to build projects, but if we're going to flip-flop and spend money back and forth, we could have built a bridge already in the time, and with the dollars spent, we'd have the bridge half completed or the tunnel completed. So we need a leader who understands building and engineering, which I do. I've fixed helicopters for a living, and I've worked in civil construction, maintaining infrastructure. We're going to get it together. We'll make a decision. We'll get the funding necessary to do it. We'll inform the public, and then we'll build it and get it done.
Wow. And let's talk about a little bit, because I am as a journalist, I'm doing almost for 23 years. I start my health show in the Punjabi community. I know lots of, specialist doctors.
Yep.
For last 4 years, my family doctor retired. And I don't have any doctors. Living here for decades, but I don't have any doctors. I have a business too. On the business, I have seen a lot of foreigners. They're coming on the point basis as a doctor. as a dentist, as a professor, as a lawyer, but they are working on the gas stations.
Yeah.
What will be your policy if you became a premier, you became a leader of the party? How you will bring those things back? Those people are coming here on the basis of those points that they are doctors, but here they are not being treated as a doctor.
Yeah. Well, it's a great question. I was in a taxi cab and I've been in an Uber over the last month and asking people where they're from and what they've done. And there's been doctors or PhDs in chemistry or scientists, and we're not utilizing them. So here we've let some amazing people into our country through an immigration system that does work for some, but we're not allowing them to get to the finish line and put back into the community just because they were trained in another country. We need to close that gap. So I think there's just too many levels of bureaucracy that you spoke to earlier. Look, I didn't have a family doctor for the last 5 years because my doctor retired, and it was only my daughter who is a nurse. Both my daughters are nurses, so I'm familiar with the system.
Okay.
We're able to get me a nurse practitioner to take me on so that they can, so I can get regular health checks. So you're correct, and we've got to find a way to take advantage of the people that are already here with the qualifications and assimilate that into the system so that they can be productive in the skills that they were learned and they're trained.
What do you think about the crime situation in these days, especially in British Columbia? That's one of the provinces, if I'm talking about the whole Canada, the more crime, how you will control that crime just in case you became Premier of the British Columbia?
Yeah, some of these are federal issues, of course, because that's where our Canadian Criminal Code comes from. You know, and we hear this buzzword of catch and release all the time, but, you know, the courts have to be stronger. People that have committed crimes 2, 3, 5, 10, 20 times are just being released back into the community. And that's not going to work. Those are serial offenders, and there needs to be a place for them where they're not, you know, they're not committing crimes in their community or extorting people that live in quiet subdivisions. And so it's difficult. We're going to have to sit with the Attorney General. We're going to have to bring in the police forces, there's the RCMP and certainly city police forces, and figure out what tools, what do they need from us, right? Because it's important that while we have some answers, we need to make sure that we're involving the people that are managing us on a day-to-day. It'll be leaders in their communities, right? And also the police forces and their leaders as well, to sit around the table and figure out what we can do in real time.
Okay, because especially even Premier right now, David is also working with the local police.
Yeah.
And even the Prime Minister of Canada came here too,
Yeah.
to see what we can do, but they're not changing the laws. I mean, with the interference of Premier, you think not only the district, you're talking about Attorney General, but I think so those especially foreigner students coming here a lot in British Columbia. And when they are coming here just for the study, and after that they became criminals, because they know these laws are too lenient,
Sure.
they can get away for that one.
Sure.
So you will try your best to fix these
Yeah,
kind of
and I think if we're having students come here and they're on a permit and they break the law, then they should be sent home.
Okay.
Because
That's
if you're gonna come to Canada, and it's a great multicultural country, and certainly in British Columbia and the Lower Mainland, there's so many cultures. I mean, the food network here is amazing. But it's important that if you come here and you want to reap the benefits of our education system, our beautiful province, you know, all the things that you get to do in British Columbia, then you should be expected to be a law-abiding citizen. And you know, you don't have to be. If you get a speeding ticket, you get kicked out of the country. But certainly, if you're a criminal, then you can go back to where you came from, and we don't need that here.
Okay, right now the current government about the SOGI program. You
SOGI.
became a leader of your party. How will you solve this big controversy about the SOGI thing?
I'm not sure why SOGI got put into the school system. I don't think it belongs there. I'm going to repeal it. It does not belong. I think social media training, or something that I call SMART, which is social media awareness and responsibility training, can be put into the school system to educate the kids. What's super important is that we're focusing on sciences, reading, writing, and arithmetic. These are really important in communities, that kids that go through school come out, strong and ready for the real world, and whether they go off to university or trade school. But social media training should be included in that so that kids are aware and safe in their communities. But SOGI has to go.
What is your intake on reviving forestry and resources about the jobs?
Yeah. So I've traveled across this province, and the Indo-Canadian community across this province, there's many people that work in the forest industry, whether it's in the sawmills, pulp mills, or out in the logging environment. And I think it's, we're selling raw logs overseas. We're watching mills close. Certainly we have some pressure from our neighbors to the south, and the relationship is poor there. And so we've got to find ways to, and government is going to have to support revitalization in the forest industry. It's a double-edged sword. I mean, there's the green side that would like to see no trees be cut down, but certainly we all benefit from the products that are produced there. And I think we need to keep jobs in British Columbia rather than exporting raw logs and having materials or products come back into Canada after they've been processed overseas. So supporting manufacturing and having a focus on small communities across this province, especially the interior of BC, very important.
Whenever any leader is coming in the studio, I always ask that question. Because we have a waterfront downtown, east side, and all those cruises, all those foreigners are coming here. They want to see that beautiful British Columbia. When they walk through the Hastings and Main, and that big mess there.
Yeah, I go through there regularly.
How many years we could not take care about those unfortunate people. Let's say you became a leader and premier, how you will fix that problem? It's a big problem, because there's when those people are coming, they look, those guys there, unfortunate people, and they have a very bad impression about Canada. Oh my goodness, I heard that Vancouver is a beautiful city all around the world. Well, what is that? People are sitting on the street.
Well, I think society will judge us, and as a government, we're representative of the people, and how we take care of our senior citizens, how we take care of our kids, like your SOGI question, and what gets taught in schools, and how we take care of the vulnerable people in our society is how we'll be judged. And so I think too often, especially with the vulnerable people, like you mentioned down on Hastings and down there, which is not just in the cities, it's out in the small communities as well. I think it's one of those things that government, certainly the last government, throws money at to try and make it go away, and it hasn't been thought out very well. So engaging people that are actually in the community, which I've already started doing down here, people that live down there, people that own pharmacies and small retail stores that have been there for generations, they have some good solutions and suggestions that need to be pulled in with other people from government experts, mental health experts, and figure out how we're going to get through it. Giving free drugs or sponsored drugs out to solve a drug problem hasn't worked. And while that seemed like common sense initially when it was implemented, it may have been done with good intentions, but it was not very well thought out.
Okay, let's come to the party. We are talking about Conservative Party right now. Because you have an interim leader right now. He was here, I talked to him already. And how many on the leadership race right now, how many candidates are right now at this moment?
I believe there's 7 as of this morning, and we'll see how many after April 1st, because there's another nodal point there. Most of us are in direct communication on a regular basis, and I think everybody, almost everybody has the goal of trying to get this province back on track. There's varying views on how to do it, and I think what's super important to your viewers out there is to pick someone that has the bandwidth, and by bandwidth I mean is committed to go to government not for one term, but to make next 10 years of your life. I'm 56 years old, so I'm in the sweet spot called deep age-wise. So I am going to commit until my mid to late 60s to stand and be a leader for this province and take that top-down view to fix things, get it on track. All British Columbians are welcome. We say we're a big tent party, but really, this is not about division. This is putting all British Columbians first. And if I'm elected as the leader of the party and I become the next premier, which I see happening, I will represent all British Columbians. That's what's super important.
All British Columbians.
Well, it has
It doesn't
to be.
matter.
It has to be. We're not representing a portion. We're going to represent all British Columbians. And
What
everybody
about-
will have input on that.
Yeah, I understand. But what about, because there's a leadership race, when it's going on, happening?
What's happening in there? Inside the leadership race, I think there's varying views. We have people that have come from government before. Some have been, in government for 15 years.
Yeah.
Some are very seasoned legal professionals with federal experience and experience with the Constitution and some of those hard things. But a leader is a different thing. When you're picking a leader, you're picking someone that can bring people together. And my greatest strength will be bringing people together. And
Okay.
that's what I'm going to try and do.
Okay, because when I was talking about Peter and Yuri and Carrie Lynn and I think so, Elliot. And,
Carrie Lynn, Elliot,
yeah, all those people. And let's say from all that 7 people, you are selected as a leader.
Yeah, I'd be grateful.
So what is your next step to put all those people together? Because John Lester was really frustrated after
Yeah.
the leadership. How you will put all those people together? And then
Well,
only last 1 or 2 minutes.
Okay, sorry. So the only sitting MLA that's left in the race right now is Peter Millibar, and then there's obviously a bunch of other MLAs. So as far as bringing the people, it'll be bringing the caucus together of all the MLAs. So if I'm chosen as leader, certainly there's a lot of skill sets from the other people that are running, but they're not elected MLAs. So we would support them if they're going to run in a riding that comes open. But basically, I'm going to bring the team of MLAs together. We're going to sit in a room and we're going to pick a path. We're going to discuss
Right.
respect and moving forward and accountability.
So what is the last date to become a membership, to get a membership of the Conservative?
Thanks for asking. So April 18th, so if everybody can get out and get their membership, it's $25 for 4 years. Then you get to choose, you get to rank your first choice or your second choice in a leader. So it's a ranked ballot. So you could choose me number 1 if you really like me. If you've got someone that you really like and support and you want to choose me as your second candidate, you could get that on. And you need a membership by April 18th to be able to participate in the leadership race.
Why number 2? You should
Why
be
number-
number 1. That's why.
Well, like I said, I'm here for all British Columbians, so I'm grateful, and
Okay.
I would love
Yes.
for you to choose me. But
Thank
but
you.
I also understand there's other leaders there that bring some strengths. that are
Okay,
different
so
than mine.
there's a membership required right now until April 18th.
April 18th.
And then maybe at the end of the May, leader will be.
Yeah, so up till April 18th will be the member, and that allows you to go through the process to vote for me as your favorite in early May.
Thank you for coming to Sanjha TV and wish you good luck. And I hope you are the next premier for the British Columbian. And we'll talk, discuss with you a lot of stuff when you are in power. And thank you for coming here, Sanjha TV.
Thank you so much for having me on here, Kuldeep and Sanjha TV and all the viewers. I'm grateful that you take time to get to know me. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. ਇਸ ਵਾਰਨਹੈਮ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿ 7 ਕੈਂਡੀਡੇਟ ਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਇੱਕ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਇੱਕ ਸਵਾਲ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮੇਰੇ ਮਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਇਆ ਮੈਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਪੁੱਛੇ ਨੇ ਉਮੀਦ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਸੂਬੇ ਨੂੰ ਹੋਰ ਖੁਸ਼ਹਾਲ ਹੋਰ ਤਰੱਕੀਆਂ ਵੱਲ ਲਿਜਾਣ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਨਵਾਂ ਲੀਡਰ ਹੈ ਕੋਈ ਨਾ ਕੋਈ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਕੰਮ ਕਰੇਗਾ ਤੇ ਅਗਲਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਫਿਰ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਆਉਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਸਮੇਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ 6 ਵਜੇ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਮ ਟਾਈਮ ਅਰਚਕੌਰ ਬੱਟੂ ਜੀ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਹਾਜ਼ਰ ਹੋਣਗੇ 9 ਵਜੇ ਸੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਨੂੰ ਰਿਪੀਟ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾਏਗਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦੇਖਣ ਲਾਈਕ ਤੇ ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਤਹਿ ਦਿਲੋਂ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ।